I don't usually speak with prepared notes. I don't have a personality that lends itself to memorization very well. If you've ever heard of something called the Myers-Briggs, I'm an ENFP. The prayer of the ENFP goes something like this. Dear Lord, help me to focus more on the things that oh, look, a bird, on the things that I need to do. However, because this is such a momentous occasion, I want to try to stick to some notes I made here. We'll see how that goes. Graduates, parents, friends and family members, faculty, Father Sean, and beloved Father Scanlon, who's watching his first graduation from heaven. It is such a joy and honor for me to be here with you today at Franciscan, and I mean that sincerely, and I'll explain why in a moment. First, let me just say that I graduated myself from college 30 years ago this week. Now, for you graduates, that sounds like a long time ago, I know. To me, and your professors and your parents, it seems like just yesterday. So we do, in fact, remember our graduations. And I remember the gentleman who gave the commencement address at my graduation, or at least I remember what his name was, and I remember that he spoke for a very, very, very long time. And that he used a lot of platitudes and generic comments about how important that day was. I don't really remember what the content of his talk was, though. So thinking back on that, I've decided that I would make my talk today a gift to you graduates by doing two things. First, I will make this very, very short. Second, I'm going to tell you the truth. Truth, what is truth? That's what Pontius Pilate said to Jesus before he condemned him to death. They're the same word that people are using today throughout the world and our nation. Truth, what is truth? The idea that one thing is true, politically correct today, incorrect today. Truth, according to the popular culture, especially on campuses, whatever you want it to be. This concept of moral relativism, which I learned about from a graduate of this school, not good for our world, and really it's nothing but cruelty masked as open-mindedness. And as Pope Benedict said, it's the greatest challenge. Now, it's ironic that truth is so rejected on most college campuses, isn't it? Because that very word university, uni being one, versity from veritas meaning truth, one truth. We come to university to pursue truth. Which brings me back to why I am so honored, truly honored, to be here at Franciscan today. You see, I believe that Franciscan University of Steubenville is the best university in the United States, if not the world. And I mean that. I mean that completely, and your parents might be sitting there thinking, man, I got a better deal than I thought. Why do I say this? Because I have learned more in my life from faculty members and graduates of Franciscan than from any other institution in the world. And I continue to do so today. I have read the book by these people, mentored by these people. I've become dear friends with many of them. I have even hired many graduates in Steubenville. And so when I say that this school ranks the highest in my opinion as what a university, I truly mean that. Whether that continues to be true 30 years ago will probably depend on what you all do with what you've learned here. Now, the context of most graduation ceremonies is pride. And there's a good kind of pride, but pride is also the root of all sin. Graduates, you should be really proud of what you've accomplished. You are the future. Go make your mark in the world. So young people come out of their graduation ceremonies feeling like the world is their oyster. And then a few months later, the conclusion that you feel more like a sardine. Well, let me propose to you that instead of pride being your primary emotion today, gratitude and responsibility, okay? When I say gratitude, of course, we must be grateful that we have been given 2 or 3 or 4 years here in Steubenville, in an environment that allows you to seek the truth for everything. And to your parents and your teachers and your friends who have made this all possible. The fact is, hundreds of students graduate from college every year, and very few of them get to do so in an environment like this. I want you to cherish that. Cherish the ability to study and learn and pursue knowledge in a place that recognizes the primacy of Jesus Christ. Now, in addition to gratitude, I think we should feel a sense of responsibility because we think about the words of Christ who said, "To whom much is expected." And graduates have received so much. You have been exposed to the truth here. You've learned about subjects for sure. A very strong environment in a very rigorous way. But you've done that within the context of understanding which matters at all. Whether you fully grasp this yet or not, know that it's a precious gift, one that I want you to cherish and use. Now, I say all this with a sense of confidence because I did not graduate from a college like this, and I didn't leave there with all I have. And I suffered for that in a very real way. Here's a brief version of my story that I only what I've experienced because I do not want you to learn the hard way. Please do not learn the hard way. Because I'm about to one that escapes no one in life. 30 years ago when I graduated from that prestigious liberal arts college, I had very good grades. It was 1987, and a book was written that year about the very best places to work in America for recent college grads. A student from our 4,000 students at the cluster of colleges where I attended were hired by that firm. And I thought life was pretty good. In America, I was going to be happy. It paid well. It gave me great experience. I had a beautiful office. What else could I want? Well, over time, I realized I wasn't that happy. I was missing. You know, I decided it was a girlfriend. I've had a girlfriend along. Thanks be to God, my girlfriend from college moved to the San Francisco Bay Area where I lived, and now I had a girlfriend and a great job. So I was going to be. Something was still missing. So I thought, this is kind of strange. I decided I needed a better job. See, I wanted something I was more passionate about. If I had a job that I was passionate about, could allow me to make money, I would have everything I needed. If I just could actually have a job I loved and a girlfriend, I got that job and I prayed for all these things and I thanked God for them, rightly so, but I was unfulfilled. And I thought, what's wrong with me? I decided I needed to be married. And so I prayed about that and I asked my girlfriend, who's now my wife. She agreed and we did. Very happy. But after a while, I was still nagging for something else. So I decided maybe I need to start my own business and write a book and have kids. I prayed about all those things. And thanks again to God, in 1 year, I launched a firm. I had my first book published, and my wife gave birth to twin boys. Man, tired. And happy. And yet, I was still searching for. Then one of my infant sons came down with a potential tumor. So we were very worried about that, and we prayed like crazy. It went away. Thank you, God. And I decided, okay, God, I will not ask for, I'm sorry I've been bothering you so much. I'm happy, but my son is healthy. I'm married. I'm doing what I love. And what else could I want? I'm done. I got to quit looking for more. Yet I found myself still unfulfilled. It was really troubling. list. How about another book? Okay, I did that. More children, 2 more boys. Growth in my business, a New York Times bestseller, a profile. Check, check, check. And it didn't work. Why wasn't I happy? In Mass, thank you, God, that I continue to go to Mass. And I heard the priest stand up and deliver the gospel reading. It was the parable of the sower, which I had heard throughout my life. You know the parable of the sower. Some seeds are scattered on the path, and the wind come along and take it away because there's no soil. These are the people that have very little faith. I didn't think I was one of those. Good, I cleared level number. Some seeds are scattered in the soil right next to the path. They sprout immediately, but because there's no depth, the sun comes the crop. And these represent people who, faced with a little bit of trial or adversity for their faith, abandon it. I committed to my faith, so I cleared level 2. That was pretty cool. Next are the seeds that are planted in deeper soil, but among thorns. Their growth is stunted by those thorns, which represent the cares of the world: money, security, success, reputation, the things that choke off a faith. For years, every time I went to Mass and I heard that parable, that's me. I'm the one who the cares of the world choke off my faith. But I wasn't really that troubled by it. In fact, I felt kind of good. I made 3. I'm much better than the people. I honestly felt okay. Of course, the final is the soil that has, where it sprouts and produces a yield of 30 and 60 and 100-fold. This is the true faith. These are for God who understand that the cares of the world offer nothing compared to the promises of Christ. At Mass, I realized I needed to be in level 4. And so after communion, I knelt down and I prayed so earnestly. I said, God, I want to be in level 4. Humble me, take away my attachments and my pride, and take away the pride I have and the attachments to things that And I felt his response to me was, are you sure? Because it's going to be really hard for you. And like St. Peter, where else can I go? Yes, however hard it is, please do this for me. And God saved me in a painful way. Over the course of the next several years, he separated me from the things that imprisoned me. He allowed my sense of joy in my accomplishments, in my earnings, even in my wife and my children and my family, allowed me to experience that emptiness, which was terrifying. I remember one day being in New York City giving a speech. City Music was amazing. And on the docket of speakers was former presidents of the United States and celebrities and CEOs. And I gave my talk and they were ringing in my ears. And I walked off stage, made it directly out the back door of the stage onto the streets of New York. I was catatonic, empty, and numb. And I stumbled down to St. Patrick's Cathedral, where I hit my knees and prayed and cried. You see, God had allowed me to experience the fact without him at the center of my life, nothing else mattered. Not just in theory, but in reality. I could get all the things I had ever dreamed of, still not be happy. What I learned was I was looking for the wrong thing. It wasn't happiness that I wanted, but was peace. The only life comes from God. And so today I stand here and urge you to learn from my words and pursue. It's available to you right now, right here. God is here, and now you have everything you need. I've gone to the best university to understand what I'm talking about. Now, if you're graduating and you haven't figured this out, I implore you to keep searching for it. Keep searching for God. Don't let yourself be distracted by the world, because they don't work. They never will. I promise you that. I've tried. and there was nothing there. Understand what I'm talking about, and you get this. Cherish it like nothing else. Do not let anybody pry it out. You already have the pearl of great price, and the world will tell you to sell it for almost anything. But don't just cherish it, share it. Please share it with others, with everyone you meet. By your actions, share the truth of God's peace with your coworkers, your friends, your graduate school classmates, your patients, your clients, your family members, with everyone you encounter for the rest of your life. That's what Christ asked us to do. And be prepared, because some of those people will be glad that you share it. Others won't be so glad, but share it with them anyway. That's what I was looking for. And thankfully, people from Franciscan shared it with me. Graduates of Franciscan University, know that you have been given a gift that few others in the world have. And please know that ever needs you to go out and bring them this truth. You're leaving here with a mission that no organization can ever match. Please fulfill that mission. I mean that in the most profound way. God bless you all.